weather looks kind of nice. It actually was snowing in the wee early mornings, although it wasn't much anyways. And what did I read today? I guess in other places around the world, still a lot of war and stuff like that. How about this one? This one says, drone crash damages an apartment building in St. Petersburg, Russia state media says. A drone crashed into an apartment building in St. Petersburg Saturday morning, according to Russian state news agency RIA Novosti. 6 people received medical help after the explosion rocked the building, the agency said, citing the press service of the city's healthcare committee. The MASH news site said that the apartment building was hit by a Ukrainian drone. The Associated Press could not verify this claim. The site published videos appearing to show the moment the apartment building was struck, showing a strong flash of light engulfing one side of the building and fragments of debris flying into the air. Another video showed a car alarms going off. There were a lot of videos online, but I can't really verify it 100%, for example, if it's authentically this particular incident and all that. I know in the beginning of all this war stuff between Russia and Ukraine, there were so many fake videos, for example, people saying, oh, look at this fighter jet, it took out this and that, it ended up being fake. And so yeah, but it is what it is in terms of the war and so forth still going on, huh? Unfortunately. And reading this, it sounds like in places in the US, they're going to be using drones more for surveillance purposes. This one says, ODOT to launch $40,000 drone to cover a section of US 33. ODOT announced plans for the $40,000 drone on Thursday, though they have not yet said when it will be flying. So this is supposed to be a way to warn people, if you see something flying like this, don't panic or that type of thing. As it says here, in an area where Ohio Department of Transportation traffic cameras are lacking, the state plans to launch a drone to help assist with the traffic surveillance. ODOT announced plans for the $40,000 drone on Thursday, though they have not yet said when it will be flying. The drone will eventually assist first responders with aerial footage of natural disasters, including onboard sensors that could detect radiation or other threats. The unmanned aerial vehicle, which has a wingspan of 7.5 feet, can travel about 4 miles. It's managed by the Ohio Uncrewed Aircraft Systems Center, whose efforts include aerial photography, geographic information systems, facility inspections, mapping, emergency management, and infrastructure, construction, and traffic monitoring. Saying, quote, yes, this is the first drone of its size, in my understanding, in the country to be approved for beyond line-of-sight operations, and the second in the country to fly over people and traffic without a parachute. So with that said, are people actually okay with that, I guess? A huge drone flying over people and all that? And in general, things are still fear-mongered in terms of recreational drones, like a small toy, but I guess this is okay, huh? How do people feel about that overall? And again, it's just a matter of time until I guess you'll see this stuff everywhere, even though a lot of people says ban them all for like the regular person and all that. And this was spreading online a lot. Holy smokes, look at this. What is going on? Like a truck dangling from a bridge and all that, and they had to have emergency crews try to get that person out. Apparently, according to this anyways, it says here, the driver of a semi-truck was pulled to safety Friday by firefighters following a crash that left the vehicle dangling over a bridge across the Ohio River. The 3 vehicle crashed on the George Rogers Clark Memorial Bridge connecting Louisville, Kentucky to southern Indiana was reported around noon. Louisville Fire Chief Brian O'Neill said during a press conference. One other person involved in the crash was immediately taken to the hospital, and crews set up to rescue the truck driver from the cab. It took about 40 minutes to set up a rope system and get someone ready to rappel down to the cab and hook the driver up to safety harness and bring her out safely, O'Neill said. She was taken to the hospital as a precaution. They train for this type of stuff all the time, he said. About the rescue company, this is very much a worst case scenario. Man, how do you train for that usually? I can't imagine people just having like a day, for example, of on-site work experience, saying, okay, we're gonna dangle a truck and get down, like that type of thing. I think I've only seen that actually once or twice before around here anyways. It was mostly people protesting and they're just hanging themselves, for example, and then people go rescue them or get them out, and never like a vehicle dangling like that anyways. It says Louisville Metro Police are investigating the crash and said the bridge remained closed Friday afternoon in both directions. A safety inspection of the bridge will be conducted after all vehicles are removed, the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet said. That makes me think with that previous story about using drones, for example, to monitor areas and use it as surveillance in traffic and so forth. But they actually have cameras all over the bridges down there, so I would assume that would be kind of an easy way to see what happened, who was at fault and all that. Well, either way, good job for the rescuers and stuff like that. All right, see you guys later.